Salams and welcome. Today we're talking about a very important topic, save a life today and save someone from choking. We've all had experiences like this where grandchildren, grandchildren or children, new parents know this, and new grandparents also know this. The toddlers are running around, they got a sweet in their mouth, or they got a peanut, or they put a marble in their mouth, or they put one of these little Lego toys in their mouth, or a little wheel, and they can choke. So choking is very, very common among children. Choking can also happen in adults. You find someone in a restaurant, all of a sudden the steak gets stuck here, or even in your house, some food gets stuck, you're trying to swallow it, you get stuck. Many times there is a fabulous system in the human body. The Creator Supreme has created such a magnificent body. Absolutely amazing. So you have a common pipe. Everything goes into the mouth. You put food into your mouth, but air also goes into your mouth. And air goes through your nose and to your mouth. But up to here, it's only one hole, one opening. After that, there are two pipes. You have the wind pipe, the air pipe, and you have the food pipe. Now, how do you prevent the food from going into the lungs? Because everything is going down the same pipe. But how does the body know, okay, the food must go down the food pipe and the air must go down the air pipe? How does the body know that? Absolutely fabulous. And I'll show you just now in a chart. It's called the epiglottis. There's a little lid like this, like a little lid, like when you're opening a tin can, like you're opening a tin of baked beans, you have a little lid. And the lid, when the food is coming down, it closes. It closes like this, and then it opens again for breathing. So every time you're breathing, that lid is open. When the food is coming, it closes down. Absolutely amazing. That's known as the Adam's apple. So when you see the Adam's apple moving up, it means that the trachea is going upwards. So the epiglottis closes and the food goes behind. Absolutely amazing. What happens sometimes you're talking too much over dinner, or you're not concentrating, or you're laughing, and this epiglottis, as it's trying to close, it's halfway closed and the food is already there, it chokes. And then there's a famous sign called the choking sign. When a person is choking, they will always do this. If a person can, let me clarify first, if a person can talk, that means they are not choking. A person cannot say, I can't breathe. No, you can't breathe, because if you can say the words, I can't breathe, it means air is going through your mouth. You can only talk if air is going in and out of your mouth. So if you can say, I can't breathe, it means no, you can't breathe. Choking happens when your entire throat is closed and you make letters. The person will make letters with this type of eyes, letters, right? And they'll start getting wild. They'll say, because now they can't talk, so they're trying to do sign language. You become instant sign language expert. You start going like this, and they make letters. That's known as a sign of choking. That means the person is saying, I need help, I can't breathe, and because that person is panicked, you must not panic. And this is what happens. Imagine this is the epiglottis. Okay, so this is what the epiglottis looks like. This is the food. This is the air pipe. This is the pipe where air goes in, and it's got an epiglottis here. You see, this is a lid. The lid is the epiglottis. You can see that. That's the epiglottis. It's like this, and then when you eat food, it closes, so the food can go nicely. Food doesn't go inside. When you're talking very fast, what happens? The epiglottis is about to close, and the food, food fell in. Okay, and then the food gets stuck here. Food gets stuck. Oops, it fell in again. Okay, let me try and get that. My fingers are giving a problem. Okay, there we go. So the epiglottis, that's what happens when you're choking. When you're choking, the epiglottis, the food gets stuck here. Now your job is to get this food out. Okay, this food is causing you a problem. You're choking. The air can't go in. The air pipe is now stuck. Meanwhile, the food has gone down here, but there's a piece of sweet here, or is a marble, or is a toy that is now causing the air pipe to be blocked, and the epiglottis is now stuck like this. So the first thing you do, you put your finger in from the side and you try and pull it out. Make sure you don't push the food further in. Don't push the food in, otherwise you're looking for a problem, because then you're pushing it into the lung. Always do it from the side with the hook. Try and pull it out. If not, there's a procedure called the Heimlich maneuver, but that name has now been changed to call an abdominal thrust. Remember, just think of the lungs as a balloon. Think of it as a balloon, nothing more. Now, if you can't take the sweet out with your finger, or the piece of food out with your finger, there's 3 steps you must do. First, you ask the patient to cough. If the patient, say your child, you say, all right, cough, but you must be calm. Remember the golden 2 minutes. We got 2 minutes. You must remain calm. So you must tell the child, all right, cough. And the child will try to cough, right? You still got 2 minutes. So the child will cough and then the food may come out. Then you are lucky, the thing will just shoot out of the mouth. If that does not help, the second thing you do is you turn the child around. You tell the child to bend down, must bend down because gravity will help. And you give 5 hard shots with your hand, this part of your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the back. Just here at the back. Just at the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When you hit hard like that, it causes a vibration in the whole chest. That vibration can shoot the food out, can shoot that sweet out. And while you're hitting the chest, you tell the child, right, cough, 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 cough. And the child will then cough, and the sweet will come out. If that does not help, so that's the second stage. So first you try with your finger. Second, you try and hit the child with the back, but the child must bend down. Third, you then do the Heimlich. You go behind the child and you hug the child from the back until your thumb and your 2 arms are like this. I don't know if you can see, it's like this. Okay, you finish with it. I'm finished with it. You understand now the epiglottis. I'm putting this down because I've only got 2 hands. Okay, I don't have more than 2 hands. So my fingers are getting tired now. So remember, this is the food, this is the epiglottis, this is a food pipe. Right, let's put this away. Okay, let's put this thing away so I can explain properly what's going on. The third thing you do is you go behind the person, you hold like this. I call it, although it's called the Heimlich maneuver, or the new name is called the abdominal thrust, I like to call it the hug of life. In the same way you have the kiss of life, I call it, my name is called the hug of life. You're hugging your grandchild from behind, like as if you know when you play with your grandchild, you grab them from the back and you swing them around in a circle, you swing them around. So just remember where your belly button is, up to where this area is, you put your 2 arms, you push upwards and inwards, up and inwards, and that force can shoot it out. Remember, your lung, just think of it as a balloon. Your lung is a balloon. So here's the object that's stuck here. So you want to now squeeze the balloon from the bottom. You see, you want to squeeze the balloon. So your lung is a balloon here. You want to squeeze it from the bottom. So if you squeeze hard, that hopefully that sweat will shoot out. That sweat will shoot out and your child or your grandchild can start breathing again. So let's briefly look at what we discussed. How to save a life? Choking. Listen carefully. Main thing is don't panic. If there's something gets stuck, remember you got 2 golden minutes. You won't get brain damage while the child is still awake and coughing and jumping around and looking at you. Don't panic. For 2 minutes, nothing is going to happen. So just don't panic. Even if the child goes blue, you must not panic. As an adult, you must not panic. So firstly, you try and take it out with your finger. Number 2, you try and hit the child on the back and the child must bend over backwards. Gravity can help. And you say, cough, 5 hard shots. 1, cough, 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 and hopefully that sweat will come out. If not, you then do the Heimlich maneuver, push up, in and up, in and up. Right, so let's summarize what we've said already. Let me get rid of this balloon. So remember this balloon? Not a balloon. This is the lung. This is the lung. Fabulous organ. An absolutely amazing organ. Look how light the lung is. A lung is absolutely amazing. We take it for granted. Lung. The heart, we take it for granted. 72 beats a minute. The lung, we are breathing 15 to 20 times a minute. If we take 72 beats a minute, it's 100,000 times a day. Your heart is beating 100,000 times a day. And your lung, 20,000 times a day. Imagine. Thank the Creator Supreme for such a magnificent organ. Heart, lung, brain. And the brain, everything is focused on the brain. So the lungs are there for the brain. The heart is there for the brain. Everything in the body, the food you are eating is because of the brain. Without the brain, we are nothing. With the brain, we are everything. Imagine, that's why I love the brain. I'm so absolutely amazed about the brain. I've written books on the brain. I've given talks on the brain. So please tell your children to join me. I'm sharing knowledge about the brain. Please, please, please. I love the brain. I am obsessed with the brain. Okay, so let's look quickly. Okay, so here's the windpipe. Okay, here's the windpipe. As what I said, it's a common organ. So food goes through there, and your air goes through there. Air goes through your nose and your mouth. Whether the air goes through your nose or it goes through your mouth, it ends up here. It's a common opening. Then what happens? Then we have 2 pipes. We have 2 pipes. One, we have the lung. Is it correct? We have the lungs on the side here. Air goes into the lungs, and food goes into the stomach. How does the body know? It's the one pipe, everything going through here. So how does the body know that, okay, hey guys, the food must go in that department. Hey guys, the air must go in that department. How does the body know? Absolutely amazing. The Creator Supreme has created this way. He has given us a fabulous thing called the epiglottis. You see this red thing? You see this Adam's apple when it moves up? When you swallow food, when you take the food in, you swallow, the trachea comes up and this thing closes. Like, remember I showed you that my coffee can is gone. Okay, that lid. It was here just now. Okay, that lid. You remember the lid? This is the lid. The lid closes. So the food doesn't go into the airway. The food goes that way into the stomach, right? Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. Like it's an engineering marvel. Magnificent engineering. Okay, so your child is choking. What do? You hit at the back. First, you tell the child to bend down. This is the sweet in the mouth. Once again, the red part here are the lungs. All right, just think of it as a balloon. My balloon is gone. Where's my balloon gone? Okay, it's gone. Okay, think of the lungs as a balloon. Here you are breathing in, the food is stuck in the throat, could be a sweet, could be a food. Immediately you tell your child to bend down. First you tell the child 3 steps. Cough. Right? You must not panic. The child will show the choking maneuver to say, I can't breathe, or I'm choking. That's a choking sign. We make less. When a person does this, you must know he's choking. There's no air. You got to work fast, but you must be calm. First, you tell that patient to cough, whether it's a child or adult, say cough. Tell him calmly, very calmly. You must not panic. You cannot afford to panic. Don't panic. You tell that person in a calm, clear voice, cough, cough again. And if that doesn't work, you tell the person to bend down, and on the back, you hit 5 times hard. 1, 2, and as you're hitting, every time you hit, you tell the patient, cough. We say, cough, cough again, cough again. Cough again. 5 times you do it, and hopefully by that time, this peanut or the sweet or the toy or the piece of steak will shoot out from there. If that does not work, you then do what is known as the Heimlich maneuver, Heimlich. You save a life with that. I call it the hug of life, but the new name for the Heimlich maneuver is no longer called the Heimlich maneuver, is now called the abdominal thrust. But these are all complicated terms, Heimlich and abdominal. I just call it the hug of life. Like you have CPR, the kiss of life. I call this the hug of life. Hug of life, you go behind the patient in this way here. You go behind. This is the person who's choking. You've tried coughing. That person, nothing is happening. You tried you hit 5 times hard. That has not worked. Now you go behind the person and you put your 2 arms above the belly button, just above the belly button, under the ribs, and you pull inwards and upwards, in and up. You do it hard, 3-4 times, until the food dislodges and it will come out. In some countries, they don't prefer the abdominal thrust, they prefer the chest thrust. That means you don't hold your hand around the abdomen, you hold it around the chest and you squeeze it, because the lung is full of air. It's a balloon. So you just want to squeeze it, so you put pressure at the bottom so the food can come out. What do you do with pregnant people? With pregnant mothers and with people who are obese, who are very fat, you can't put your arms around them. They're too big for you. In that case, instead of an abdominal thrust for a pregnant woman or with people with big stomachs, you do the chest thrust. So please, let's save a life today. In the case of choking, very simple. The heart is made up of at least the lung. We have choking. We have 2 pipes. Very quick summary. We have 2 pipes. We have the lungs. We have the stomach. The epiglottis closes the 2 pipes. So please remember, the first thing you tell the child to cough. If that doesn't help, bend the child down, hit 5 times hard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Say cough, 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 cough. If that doesn't help, then finally, the last thing you do is the hug of life, which is over here. You then hug the person, and remember, the lung is a balloon. When it's stuck at the bottom, you just want to increase the pressure. You increase the pressure from the bottom, which is the hug of life. You squeeze the lungs. So hopefully this thing will shoot out and you can save a life. Stay well, look after yourself. Alhamdulillah.